Hey guys, how you doing? So it's Gavin here from Start Fresh Personal Training, and today's video is going to be about 3 hacks that you can do today to start them right now, which is going to help you start to lose some weight, get a little bit more energy. And a really important thing I want to do is that they are hacks, okay? And they're clever, and they're going to be able to, they're going to be simple, but they're going to make a massive impact on your life, okay? And your weight loss. So traditionally, people try and lose weight, they go massive extremely, they cut out loads of calories, cut out carbs, cut out fat, tons of extreme exercise. When my approach is, I want this long term. This isn't a sprint for me, this is a long term solution to my problem, which was obesity, being overweight. And the only way you can do that is making slight hacks, okay, with the things that you're already doing. So if you're not already exercising, then you need to obviously carve some time into your day. But you're already eating, you're already sleeping, and all you need to do is hack what you're already doing because it's easier. There's already a pattern in your life of what you already do. So I'm going to go through that right now. So first one, sleep. I'm going to pick sleep first off just because it's one of the easiest things we can do, all right? And we always do it anyway. Obviously, we are up and down, sleep less, sleep more sometimes. I just want to explain to you the importance of sleep. So sleep basically regulates your metabolism and it regulates your appetite, and it plays a massive important part with that. So with regards to your appetite, there's 2 hormones, ghrelin and leptin. So leptin is responsible for decreased appetite, increased energy. Ghrelin is responsible for decreased activity and increase in appetite. So bearing that in mind, okay, if you sleep if you don't have enough sleep, and they reckon less than 8 hours is chronically low sleep, your ghrelin levels go up, which means you're more likely to want to eat more and you're more likely to want to do less. Fairly common sense, I guess, apart from the appetite. People don't realize it has an impact on your appetite. And there was a study done where they had a bunch of people, and for 2 days they made these people have only 4 hours sleep per night. So what happened was with that is that their sleep deprivation was about 19%, but they were 23% hungrier than if they had normal sleep. Which means that if you sleep less than 8 hours or 6 or whatever it is to you, you're going to be 23% hungrier. And those people in that study always wanted to have more carbohydrates, more sugar, foods, because they're energy dense. That's what we're going to crave when we're feeling less energetic and we're feeling hungry. We're going to automatically gravitate towards those foods. I'm a shift worker. I work early, late and nights, and I can tell you it's absolutely true. When I'm really tired, it doesn't matter how much my willpower is, I really struggle to avoid the sweets and the people bringing cakes and stuff. Really hard to avoid. And what I used to do when I was overweight was have an ice cream on night shift. For some reason, I always used to gravitate to have an ice cream. It could be freezing cold, but I'd have an ice cream. And now I understand it. That's the reason why I'm obviously craving something sweet and something carbohydrate, because I'm hungrier and my ghrelin levels are up, which means I want to have more food and more energy. So bearing that in mind, think about it. If you get more sleep, your metabolism and your hormones are going to start to level off a little bit, and you're going to regulate your metabolism and you're going to regulate your appetite, which means that you're going to make better food choices overall. You're going to have more energy to exercise if you don't already. And everything is going to be in balance. So if you're a shift worker like me, how are you going to do that? Well, you just try. I mean, on an early shift, I get up at 4:30. About 4:30 to go to the gym. I go to bed at 8 o'clock. And you think, that's crazy, but it's not, because my day starts earlier. So therefore I need to go to bed earlier. And what I find is my early shifts are usually the better shifts for me. I usually feel the best on an early shift because I always get 8 hours. Sometimes I finish at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and I get up at 6 or 7. Those days really struggle for me, so I need to get to the gym, and I need to get my common sense head on it and eat better. And they're the really hard days for me, and same as night shifts. But if you're somebody that doesn't work shifts and you're regularly doing normal hours, really go to bed early. The problem we've got is that we get really overstimulated, and we've formed the habit, a lot of us, that at night time we sit on the couch and we watch TV, or we sit on our iPads or whatever it is you're doing, but we're usually sitting down and we're usually overstimulated. So by the time we get to bed, we can't even sleep. So your challenge is going to be to try and get some more sleep. So if you're only having 6 hours and you need to get 8, I wouldn't suggest just going to try and get 8 hours sleep, because it isn't going to work. What you need to do instead is just try and get an extra 10 minutes, extra 15 minutes, wind down a little bit before you go to bed. Once you start doing that, you can obviously work on it. It's something you can build on. It's not something that's going to happen immediately. And once you start doing it, you're going to get more energy, your appetite's going to get better, and your metabolism is going to get better. Is it a quick fix? Absolutely not. It's going to take you more than, I don't know how long, but it's going to take you a couple of weeks before you start to feel the benefits of it. So if you go to bed early one night and say, oh, it didn't work for me, it's not going to work for you. Like anything, consistency is the way to do it. Just practice, get in the habit of going to sleep a bit earlier, try and get extra sleep. If you find you can't, have an afternoon nap or something, try and do it that way. But whatever it is, try and get extra sleep throughout the day or in the night. Food hack number 2. So I grew up obviously with comfort foods like spaghetti bolognese and pizzas and all those sorts of things, and I still like those foods. There's no reason why I shouldn't eat those foods anymore. But you can hack them. You can hack them to make them better and to suit your own life. So how are you going to do that? Well, spaghetti bolognese, let's just say you got like beef mince, you got tomato sauce, you got your rice, you got your spaghetti, sorry. How do you make that meal healthier? Well, I'm going to give you one hack. You swap out an ingredient. So what I like to do is I take out the beef mince, really high in fat, really calorie dense, and use chicken mince instead. And what that's going to save you is massive. So per 100 grams, if you had 100 grams of beef mince, that's about 332 calories. If you had 100 grams of chicken mince, that's only 150 calories. It's the same amount of food, but 150 calories less. So if you start doing that on a daily basis for all your foods, and or just decreasing 150 calories a day over the week, that really adds up. And you're going to save yourself nearly best part of 1,000 calories a week just by one food hack. And when you compare those foods again, there's 30 grams of fat in 100 grams of mince, and there's only 8 grams of fat in 100 grams of chicken mince. There's also more protein in chicken mince. So out of the 100 grams of chicken mince, you get 19 grams of protein, and out of beef mince, you get 14 grams of protein. So straight away, you've increased your nutrient profile, good nutrient profile of your meal. It's the same amount of food, so you're not going to be any hungrier because you're eating less. You've just decreased the calories, okay? And you can make these food hacks all over the way. So I make pizza bases all the time, and I make them with oats and flax seeds, okay? And all you do is exactly the same as a normal dough. So you put an egg in there, you get the powdered flax and oats, and you make it into a dough. It's a little bit drier, but once you put the sauce on and your toppings on, it's massively better. And because you're using flax and oats, you got a lot more fiber in there, which is going to help with the slower digestion. You're going to have a lot more. It's going to be more filling as well. So like when you get the white doughy pizza breads, you eat them, and sometimes you might feel hungry afterwards. And you're going to eat less because it's a bit dense, a bit more dense, and a bit more filling. So that's food hack number 2. Third hack is exercise hack. So let's just say you go to the gym. Let's just say you go to the gym, and you're struggling to you go to the gym, not seeing much of a change. You need to start adding a bit of high intensity. Okay, so let's just say you go into the gym, and let's just say you weight training, and you're doing your arms and your legs and everything else. In your rest periods, what you need to be doing is instead of having a 30-second rest sitting there, just jog next to the bench. So when you're jogging next to the bench, you're not sprinting or anything, you're just keeping your heart rate up. So for the same 40 minutes or hour of that gym, you then if you're doing 8 sets of exercises, 1, 2, 3, you're doing about maybe 15 minutes or so of extra exercise within your own workout period. And I'm not saying you jog and sprint fast until you're knackered. I'm just saying keep the heart rate up. So when you're sitting down, your heart rate will come down. But if you just jog on the spot, it keeps your heart rate up, burning more calories. And obviously the whole workout becomes a little bit more intense. Straight away, you're burning more calories through that workout. And say roughly 15 minutes of extra work is about 150 calories per workout, based on my own sort of training. It could be more or less for you, depending on how much you weigh and your fitness levels. And I'll give you one more exercise hack, okay? So let's just say you don't exercise and you really struggle to find time. You need to start carving a time out in your day where you can exercise. So providing you've got your sleep in place and you've got your more nutritious meals, now you're going to start to feel more energized. So how do you do that? So two choices, I guess. You can either get up a little bit earlier and go to bed a little bit earlier to get that extra 10 minutes in. But all you need to do is an extra 5 to 10 minutes a day. And that could just be a walk, okay? You just need to get outside and just be more active. And once you carve out a time in your day for activity, you can start increasing the quality of that activity. So if you you start off just walking, you just all of a sudden now every morning you're walking. You've got 10 minutes of walking. So then you could change it to adding some squats in, some press ups in, some sit ups in. Straight away then, that 10 minutes you've now carved in your day is allocated to exercise, and you can have tons of fun with it. You can do whatever you like with it. Or if you say that's not an option for you, and you want to go and do some, you want to add exercise in, don't know how to do it, and you've got a desk job, then every 30 to 40 minutes set an alarm on your phone and go for a minute walk. You see smokers, they're out every hour, they're outside smoking the cigarettes. You're entitled to have a little break as well. So what it's going to do for you is that it's going to add, say, over 8 hours, and you do that every half an hour, 16 minutes of extra work, extra activity that you wouldn't normally get in, 150 calories a day. Straight away, you're into a win and you're into a deficit again. It's going to be hard, guys. There's no doubt about it. But they're really simple hacks that you can take and implement them straight into your day. You don't have to worry about an exercise program or anything else. You can just start getting it done. And like I said, if you do all those three things, if you sleep better, you're going to want to eat less crap food, and you're going to have more energy. Get more energy, you can prepare your meals better, and you're going to make better food choices because your brain isn't telling you want high calorie foods. And then you're going to sleep better, and you're going to have more energy so you're going to want to exercise. 3 awesome little hacks here for you guys. As you can see, I've got my Lions top on. The boys are out here in New Zealand. I'm from Wales and I'm living in New Zealand now, which is awesome. And I've got my mate coming over in a couple of weeks. I'm going to do see a couple of games, so hence the old Lions top. So anyway, guys, off topic a little bit, but I'm going to leave my email below. I'd really encourage you to give me an email if you've got any problems with this. I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave a comment below. Share this to anybody you think might benefit from it. Like I said, as I always say, you can start afresh any time of the day. And if you don't do something today, how will tomorrow be any different? Have a good day, guys. See you. Bye.